Jack, both you and I are going to be at PDAC 2026. And of course, you're going to be there as the co-chair of the Critical Minerals Institute. What will you be talking about?
Well, I'm going to be speaking at PDAC in March on a subsection of this topic, and they've asked me to give an introductory talk and then chair a panel on the sourcing of critical minerals for the electronics industry in Canada. And what's going on here is that the large corporations like Rio Tinto and Teck and now Anglo American Tech's new partner have been mining base metals in Canada for a very long time, obviously. Okay, and the metals for electronics, the critical metals, come as companion metals in copper mining, aluminum mining, zinc mining, silver mining. So what they are is, for example, gallium, germanium, tellurium, selenium, cadmium, metals like that, and of course silicon. So all of these metals or metalloids can be produced in Canada as byproducts of major mining. For example, Rio Tinto in Quebec processes bauxite into aluminum, and because of that, they are able to produce gallium and scandium, both in Quebec. Teck mines zinc in Western Canada, and a companion metal of zinc is germanium. There are very nice silicon deposits in Manitoba, in Canada. I don't know of any major processing those, but some juniors are looking at that intensely. And so we add tellurium and selenium, which are always produced as byproducts of copper, and you have the entire suite of critical electronic minerals, which are byproducts. All could be produced in Canada, and as far as the majors, they will be produced in Canada. Now, in my opinion, Canada should take a hard look at enticing the electronics industry, manufacturing of chips and basic electronic devices like chips. And because everything is there, okay? And so this is what I believe. The panel is going to be representatives of, for example, Rio Tinto, Anglo American, Teck, and me. Okay, so this is interesting to me because normally I don't talk to the majors. And the thing here is that these critical minerals for electronics are things that the majors can produce, but really don't know a lot about. So I think this will be a very interesting discussion, and I certainly hope the Canadian government is paying attention to this.
Jack, you have been doing an amazing job at tracking the critical mineral relations between the US and Australia and the US and Canada. Can you give us an update about what's happening and when you think the Americans are going to start working well with Canadians again, please?
Yeah, this is a mystery to me, Tracy, because the United States has engaged with Australia quite deeply. A lot of money has been talked about. The Australian rare earth industry is absolutely booming. I mean, you have Iluka, you have Hastings, you have Arafura, and you have even Northern Minerals. All of these companies are being financed by the Australian government and private equity, and this is rare earth mining and refining. Australia is in the process of constructing several refining operations associated with the mining companies I just mentioned. And this is more activity in the rare earth space in Australia than certainly there is in Canada. And yet, interestingly enough, Canada has many more rare earth deposits than Australia does. And Canada has a much deeper manufacturing base than Australia does, and a much deeper process technology base. And yet, for some reason I don't understand, the United States seems to think that that between Maine and Quebec is an ocean, and rather than a river. And so, for whatever reason, I'm not qualified to say, the United States is making a mistake. It should be giving the same amount of attention to Canadian minerals and processing of them as it is to Australia. I wish I could explain this, but I can't.
Jack, I know you're traveling a lot, you're doing a lot of conferences, but I just want to say we are really looking forward to seeing you at PDAC 2026 in Toronto.
Thank you, Tracy. I can't wait.